You know, I've learned something over the years. Life isn't about just breathing in and out. It's about breathing with intent. Living with purpose means waking up every morning and knowing why you're here. And no, I'm not talking about some grand world changing mission you need to figure out overnight. I'm talking about the small choices, the ones you make every day, that slowly build the life you dream of. When I was a little girl in Berkeley, I didn't know I'd become Miss World or an actress or a UNICEF Goodwill ambassador. But I did know one thing: I wanted my life to matter, and every step I took, even the failures, were part of that bigger picture. The rejections, the criticism, the self-doubt, all of it tested me, but I learned that your purpose isn't something you find once and keep forever. It evolves with you. So live with passion, live with grit. And don't just chase a title, a paycheck, or applause. Chase meaning. Chase the work that excites your soul at 2 a.m. and makes you jump out of bed at 6. Let your life be a story worth telling, not because it was perfect, but because it was yours. We live in a world that's constantly telling us what we should want, who we should be, and how we should measure our success. But here's the truth: your life is not a checklist handed to you by society. It's a canvas waiting for your own strokes and colors. Finding your why means silencing the noise long enough to hear the quiet voice inside you, the one that knows what sets your soul on fire. It's not about waiting for a magical moment of clarity. It's about starting where you are and asking yourself simple but powerful questions. What makes me feel alive? What makes time disappear when I'm doing it? What can I do that adds value to others while making me feel fulfilled? Your why isn't a job title or a degree. It's a personal compass. It's the thing that gives meaning to your choices, your sacrifices, your hard work. Without it, you might achieve success, but still feel empty because you were climbing a ladder that wasn't leaning against the right wall. When you understand your why, something magical happens. Your decisions become easier because they're aligned with something deeper than convenience or quick rewards. You stop comparing your journey to everyone else's because your path is unique and your pace is yours alone. Finding your why also gives you resilience, because when you know what you're fighting for, no setback can completely knock you down. People might doubt you, doors might close, opportunities might vanish, but your why becomes the fire that keeps you moving forward. It's the anchor that holds you steady when the storms come. And trust me, the storms will come. This is why it's important to dig deep and be brutally honest with yourself. Sometimes the answer to your why isn't glamorous. It might not be Instagram worthy, it might not impress others, but if it gives you peace, if it gives you joy, if it makes you proud of the person you are becoming, then it is the right one for you. Your why is not something you stumble upon fully formed. It's something you create and nurture over time. It might start small, like wanting to take care of your family or using your talents to bring joy to others, but as you grow, as life tests you, as you explore new possibilities, your why will expand and deepen. Sometimes it will change entirely, and that's okay, because you are not meant to stay the same person forever. The important thing is to always stay connected to it. Don't let the chaos of the world drown it out. Don't let fear make you shrink your dreams. Don't let comfort make you settle for less than you are capable of. Finding your why is the first step to living with purpose, because without it you're just moving, but with it every step becomes a part of a bigger, meaningful picture. And that is when your life stops being ordinary and starts becoming extraordinary. Life is not a straight road to your dreams. It's a winding, unpredictable path filled with turns you didn't plan for and detours you never expected. The truth is, we are often so obsessed with reaching the finish line that we forget to pay attention to the steps that get us there. Every single step you take, whether it feels like progress or a setback, is shaping you for something bigger than you can see right now. Some of your most defining moments will come disguised as challenges, heartbreaks, or failures, and in those moments you will have two choices. You can either see them as signs to stop or as lessons to carry forward. Embracing every step means understanding that even the ones that hurt have value. They are the training ground for your resilience, the test for your courage, and the filter that shows you what truly matters. You don't have to enjoy every step, but you do have to honor it. Because each one is part of the masterpiece you're creating. When you look back years from now, you might realize that the moments you thought were holding you back were actually the ones pushing you forward in ways you couldn't imagine. Sometimes the job you didn't get led you to the one that changed your life. Sometimes the relationship that ended freed you to find a love that truly saw you. Sometimes the risk you were afraid to take became the turning point for your career. When you embrace every step, you start to see that nothing is wasted. The good, the bad, the confusing, and the unexpected all play their role in preparing you for the next chapter. You learn to trust the process even when it's slow and even when it's not clear, because deep down you know you are not stuck. You are simply being shaped and strengthened for what's coming next. There's a kind of power that comes from embracing your steps instead of rushing through them. It makes you patient, but not passive. It makes you resilient, but not hardened. It allows you to celebrate the small wins because you understand they are just as important as the big victories. You stop waiting for the perfect moment to feel proud of yourself, and you start finding pride in showing up every single day, no matter what's thrown at you. Embracing every step doesn't mean you stop aiming for the future. It means you respect the present for what it's teaching you. You begin to understand that the journey is not distraction from your destination. It is the destination, because your dreams are not just about where you end up. They are about who you become along the way, and that transformation happens one step at a time. Your purpose is not a fixed destination written in stone. It is a living, breathing part of you that will grow, change, and transform as you do. The person you are today is not the same person you were 5 years ago, and won't be the same person 5 years from now. And that's the beauty of life. We are constantly unfolding like chapters in a book. Each phase of your life will reveal a different layer of who you are and what matters to you. What drives you at 18 might not fulfill you at 30. What you thought was your ultimate dream might one day feel too small. And that doesn't mean you were wrong back. Then it simply means you have grown, and now your purpose is ready to grow with you. Evolving with your purpose means giving yourself permission to let go of old versions of your dreams without feeling like you've failed. It means staying open to the possibility that something even better is waiting for you if you're willing to shift direction and trust yourself enough to explore new possibilities. The danger of holding on too tightly to a purpose that no longer fits is that you end up living for a version of yourself that doesn't exist anymore. Sometimes we cling to goals because we're afraid of what it means if we change our minds. We worry about what people will say if we walk away from something we once wanted so badly. But evolving with your purpose is not quitting, it's adapting. It's allowing your vision to match the person you're becoming instead of forcing yourself to shrink into a box you've outgrown. You can only discover the fullness of your purpose if you have the courage to keep redefining it. As life shapes you, you will meet new people, face new challenges, and have experiences that will shift your perspective. These are not distractions from your purpose. They are the fuel that helps it transform into something more authentic and powerful than before. There is a certain freedom that comes from embracing the evolution of your purpose. It means you no longer fear change because you understand that change is proof you're alive. You stop measuring your worth by how consistent your goals have been and start measuring it by how true you've stayed to yourself. Evolving with your purpose teaches you that there's no single finish line. There are milestones and seasons and transitions, each one bringing new opportunities to grow into a deeper, more impactful version of yourself. Your purpose might start as a personal dream, then shift into something that serves others, then grow into a legacy that outlives you, and each stage is equally valid and necessary. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. You just have to be willing to follow the pull in your heart, even if it leads you somewhere unexpected, because that's where the real magic of your purpose lies, in its ability to keep becoming more than you ever imagined. We live in a culture that celebrates the appearance of success more than the substance of it. We are told to chase titles, applause, recognition, and numbers because they look impressive from the outside. But the truth is you can have all of that and still feel a deep emptiness inside, because success without meaning is like a beautiful house with no foundation. It might look perfect in photos, but it cannot hold you when life gets heavy. Pursuing meaning is about asking yourself not just what do I want to achieve, but why does it matter to me? Meaning goes deeper than material rewards. It's the work that aligns with your values, the relationships that feel genuine, and the moments that make your heart swell with quiet pride. Even if no one else is watching, when you choose meaning, you are choosing a life that nourishes your soul instead of one that only feeds your ego, and that choice will make every achievement feel richer. The irony is that when you pursue meaning, success often follows, but when you pursue only success, you might lose the meaning along the way. Meaning gives your work depth, it gives your effort purpose, it makes the late nights and early mornings worth it because you know you are building something that matters not just to you, but to the world around you. This doesn't mean you have to start a charity or change the planet overnight. It could be as simple as creating art that moves someone, helping a person believe in themselves again, or building something that lasts beyond your presence. Success will give you a moment of joy, but meaning will give you a lifetime of fulfillment. Meaning is what keeps you going when the applause fades, when the awards gather dust, and when the spotlight moves to someone else. It's invisible anchor that keeps you grounded, and the quiet fire that keeps you inspired. Choosing meaning over surface level success also requires courage, because it means you might take a path that others don't understand. You might walk away from opportunities that look amazing on paper but don't align with who you are. You might spend years working on something that doesn't get instant recognition but fills your heart with pride every day. And while the world measures success in trophies and bank balances, you will measure it in impact, growth, and authenticity. Meaning will demand patience because it grows slowly and quietly, but when it blooms, it will outshine any fleeting moment of fame. A meaningful life is not about having everything, it's about having what truly matters, and knowing that you stayed true to yourself in the process, because in the end, it's not the titles or the applause that will define you. It's the difference you made, the lives you touched, and the person you became along the way. Your life is a story, and every chapter belongs to you. The beautiful ones, the messy ones, the ones you wish you could rewrite, and the ones that still make your heart race. Owning your story means standing tall in both your victories and your mistakes, without hiding the parts that feel imperfect or uncomfortable, because those are often the very parts that shaped you the most. Too often we compare our behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel, forgetting that every person has their own struggles and doubts. Owning your story is about claiming your truth and refusing to let anyone else narrate it for you. It's about knowing that your scars are not signs of weakness, but proof that you survived and grew. It's about realizing that you don't need the world's permission to be proud of where you've been and where you are going. When you own your story, you stop apologizing for being yourself. You stop shrinking to fit into someone else's version of who you should be. You stop hiding your quirks, your flaws, your dreams, because you understand they are what make you unique. The moment you truly own your journey, you also gain the power to inspire others, not because your life is perfect, but because its real authenticity is magnetic. And when you live in a way that is true to your own path, you give people permission to do the same. Your story might have moments of heartbreak, failure, rejection, and uncertainty, but those chapters hold just as much power as the ones filled with joy and triumph. In fact, they might be the most important parts, because they reveal your resilience and your courage in the face of challenges. Owning your story doesn't mean you stop growing, or that you cling to the past. It means you acknowledge every experience as part of the masterpiece you are creating. You can carry the lessons from your past without being defined by them. You can honor the person you were while still working toward the person you are becoming. The more you own your story, less you fear judgment, because you understand that no one else has lived your life or walked in your shoes. You know that even your mistakes have value because they led you to wisdom you wouldn't have gained otherwise. And when you speak your truth without shame, you create a life that feels free, powerful, and unapologetic, a life that is fully yours from the first chapter to the last.